What fresh new horror is this? I. Right, so it appears my assistant has been helping out again, and I no longer recognise this as Solitaire. We're gonna have to muddle through. What do you mean 0? There isn't a 0. And this is. Oh. I see what this is. I see what this. Okay. Okay. In an effort to try and get me to understand computers more, my assistant explained to me how decimal can not decimal can di, 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 digital. Di, dis, hang on. Don't you worry. There. Okay. Right. Explained to me. It's not decimal. It's not. It's dig. It's dig. Okay. Right. Binary. He explained. He's okay. What happened was he stood there and said Boolean, and I laughed because that's a funny word. And he said, "No, it's serious. It's serious, and you've got to understand how computers work." And I said, "I do understand how computers work. I went to a I took a class on how to use the human computer interface device, which he sometimes calls the mouse. I'm also familiar vaguely with the keyboard. So I think I don't see how that's not familiar with a computer. But he said, no. What you have to do, here's here's how you count in binary. Okay, right. I apologise if I get this wrong. Okay, so what you've got to do is we've got so we're reading from the right to the left. So if you already read from the right to the left, great news. If you don't, if you're like me and you read left from the right, it's going to make less sense. But these, okay, so you see all these boxes. This number 0. So none of these boxes are filled in. I had a watch like this. None of the things are filled in, so that's 0 because it's got a value of nothing there. But what's the we've got a 4. Let's. I need a way to write this down. Hang on. Okay, right, here we go. I may not. Okay, I may not have made that as. Oh. Yeah. Bigger. Bigger. In biggen. Big. Now, who's the computer expert? Here you go. Okay, now, so, uh-huh, good, okay, yeah, stick with me. Stick with me. We're gonna be all there. Yeah. There we go. Okay, right. Okay. Now, these boxes, they're a disguise. They're code. That's a computer thing. That's my assistant said. Well, it's code. You've got to understand what code is. And I refuse. But okay, what we have here is a series of lies, and this box actually means 1. And this box means 2. Now, if you're familiar with the number with the Roman numeral, not Roman numeral, with our arithmetic, what's the way? If you're familiar with the with numbers, you're familiar with numbers. You may expect 3 to come after this, but this is where you're missing a trick because 1 and 2, there's a relationship between there. Not only are they 1 apart, but also 2 is double 1. So what we're actually going is not to 3, but to 4. There you go. And that's not to 5 over here, it's to 8. That was difficult to do. Okay, so with none of these filled in, what we've got there is nothing. But if we were to fill in one, stick with me. Stick with me. I've gone over the line. I don't know what to do about that, so I'll just carry on. Oh, I've gone massively over the line. Hang on, where's? There you go. That's not done it. That's not done it at all. No, that's quite conclusively not done it. What? Okay. No. I'll gotta get there. Now he's the computer expert. Now he's the Oh. Now he's the computer expert. Now who is it? There we go. There you go. Now, we'll fill this. Oh. There. Now. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Okay, so we're just going to say that that's filled in now. So this now represents 1, because we filled in 1. And if I wanted to represent 2, I'd do this. And stick with me. Because very soon you're going to have your mind expanded in the ways of computer. You're going to be nearly as technically proficient as I am. I took a course at the local memorial theatre. It's half theatre, half village hall. They call it a theatre. There isn't a stage. They do have some microphones though. And some speakers. So in a way they've got some lights as well. So in a way it's a theatre, but really it's a small it's a box really. But anyway, I don't need to go into that. Okay, so now we're displaying nothing again. But if I were to fill in to represent 2, I'm going to do that instead of filling in. Now we're representing 2, and this one over here, we've got nothing in there. We've got nothing in there. Okay, so that's 2. Now, if I wanted to represent 3, I've not got a 3 here, but we do have addition. So no. If I were to tick both boxes, that's not tick, that's a cross. But now that represents 2 because we're getting 1 plus 2. And if I want now, so that okay, so you've seen 1, you've seen 2. Now to see 4. Now you're gonna like this. Here we go. Of course, when my assistant explained this to me, he had a book and some paper and a watch. And this is how he told the time with the watch. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. Doing 4. I've got to do this one as well. Now I sort of see the appeal of the funky watch, I did have a watch that told time in this way before, but I didn't really understand it at the time. And what I want from a watch is to tell me the time. That's really all. That's really all a watch is for. It's to tell you what time it is, and I want to be able to know what time it is at a glance. And this doesn't do it for me. Okay, so now you've seen 1, you've seen 2, now you've seen 3, now 4, and that's 4. Okay, and if I were to do 5, because 4 plus 1, 5, and so on, and you see, and if we would go to the left one more time, that wouldn't be 8. We'd double that to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. And up from 16 to 32, 32 to 64, 64 to 128, 128 to well, I think you understand that now. Okay, right. Back to cards. There you go. Now, okay. See now with your lesson, you've seen now that represents nothing, and that's 1, that's 2, that's 4, and there's only a 4 there, so that's 4. You see, it all comes together, and now that's. See, now that's 1 plus nothing plus 8. So that's 9. See, that's not a number. That's just not a number. And I can't fathom. Well, actually, so let's work it out. So that's 1. No, we've got no 1. That's 2. We don't have a 2. That's a 4. So you've got 4. 8. So that's 12. So that would represent 12. 12. See, that should say 12, not C. That should say 12, not C. And I don't know who should be angry about that, but someone should. Let's see if we can figure out. So now this is an 8. I recognise that because it says 8, and that's a 9, and I recognise that because it's a 9. Now, can I put this 8 on the 9? I don't know what suit it is. Oh. Apparently yes. What suit that is, I don't know. But I suppose it would go to reason that I could do that, and I can. Now in with cards there isn't a 0, and there isn't a C either. But there's definitely not a 0. Is 0 actually... a 0 is actually an ace. 0 is actually an ace. Right. So after a 9 it would go to a 10. Regular cards. We're going to figure this out. In regular cards, because this is deep down, this is regular cards. So that's actually an ace. That's actually an ace. So you see a 0, that's actually an ace. So we've got the regular numbers. I assume there's a 10 as well, because there's 10 in regular numbers. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then beyond 10, we'd have a jack. And that would be, I'm going to say that's 11. Because that's one more. And then 12 would be a queen. So perhaps a C is a stand-in for a queen. And then if we see a block, so one block, blank, block, that could be a king. Oops. We're going to go with that assumption. Fine. Again, B, you see? Block, blank, block. So that's a 1 and a 2. So that's 1, 2, that's 3. 8, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11. So this is a jack. Yes! I did it! Now who isn't computer literate? B. What suit is this? I don't know what suit this is, but I'm gonna. No, it's the wrong suit. It's not that suit. It's wrong. It's wrong. That's what it is. 2. Ah, that seems to be the same colour. No. It's the same colour. Does that not mean it's the same suit? It apparently doesn't mean it's the same suit. Nope. None the wiser for suits. Absolutely lost there. Why? Well, it's got nothing, so that's... So is that actually a 0? It is! It is! Okay! Okay, so right, hang on. No, that didn't make sense. I had a thought and that didn't make sense. 5 no 6. 4 no 5. A. Hang on. So it's, nothing, that's a 2. 4, 8. That's a 10. There's a 10? And, okay, so this must be a jack? Yes! Yes, it is a jack! Yes, it was a jack, it was a jack, ladies and gentlemen. It was a jack, ladies and gentlemen. Are we yet to see a 10? Are there 10s? Because I'm not sure. No, this is a 3. Is this acceptable? No. Apparently not. 3. This is a 3. No good. Okay. A 4. No 5. A 1. Now, is this a 1 for... No? No. Okay. Okay. It'll come with time. It'll come with time. A 5. A B. Oh, that's going to throw me. But that's... But as we've... What we've learned there is... That's actually a... Queen. No. Yes. Hang on. So is this a king? It was a king. It was a king. It was a king. And let's see. Hang on. See. So this is a king. This is a queen. Yes, and that's a jack. But not the right kind. Apparently, it's just a. It's not the right kind of jack. I assume. It didn't go. Is this good? That'll do. Fine. 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 If it'll do. A 0. A 0. So that's just a 0. Okay. Good. Good. A 2. No, a 2 should be self-explanatory. Not there. No. Okay, we've got a 2, but nowhere to put it, apparently, because it's some manner of suit. Okay, that works. Okay, so the purple and the rosy tint. I don't know what to call that colour. So the violet and the rose. So those are 2 suits because they're on each other, which means they're 2 of the 4 suits. And these don't go together. So these are 2 of the other. So the suits are the differing of the same. So they would be the of opposite colours. One assumes. So I'm assuming if I were to put down this 2, I can't put down this 2 because this. No. Okay, so that doesn't go down there. And this is the same colour, so that's the same suit as this 3. So it can't go there. 2, not a 1. Right, yes. Okay. 6. Right, now that's it. Now this 6. Intuition tells me I can put that down. And I could. Yes. Yeah, and a 1. And a 1. Now a 1. Now we've got that. Which, okay. Okay, so the position is also the suit. The position here is also the suit, because they don't, because those line up before. Okay, so each one of these positions and numbers is a suit, and blue, light blue and light orange, they can go together. How do I explain this then? Because this is 3 separate suits. This doesn't work in my brain, because that's 3 differing suits, and you can't have 3. No, wait, you can. Hang on. You could have 4 suits. You could have 4 suits in the same thing, so long as it's one after the other. So this, okay. So we're going to say that this in regular colours would be black, and this would be regularly red. So this is black. That's red. So this is red again. I might need to make notes. What did we say A was? Queen. No, we don't have a 9. Okay. 7, we don't have an 8. A 2. We do have a 3. Now this should, I'm assuming this should go here. And it did. It did. I'm gesturing as if you could tell I'm gesturing, which you can't. Unless I tell you. In which case you do. Now, okay, so this is either, do we think this would be a black, I'll put that there. Yes, I can. I can put that there. Do we have a, okay, so this, so if this, we'll call this a black card for the moment, which means this is a black card, which means this must be a red card. So the red card can go on the black card. There you go. There it is, you go. And we've got an A, which can go there, and that's a king. So I can put that there. I'm feeling pretty pleased with myself at the moment. And a B, but see, now I think ABC, but actually it's CBA here. 2, and we've got one of those. So that just goes down. That just goes down. Smooth. It goes down smooth is what it goes down. Well, no 6. 4. Do we have? No. 3. No. Another 3. No. And a 4. No. A 1. Yes. Yes. In fact, we don't need to put that there. We'll put that there. Good. 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 Yes. Yes, we're getting there. We're getting there. This is some mental work here. So this is the same. This is the same suit. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that there. Does that help me particularly? I don't know. Right. So no, we can't. That's the same suit. That's the same suit. So we can't put that there. 7, no 8. Okay. There's a B. So no, we can't lay that down. 5. No. Another 5. No. 4. No, we don't have 5. 3. We do. Okay, so this instinct says I can put this down. Instinct has failed me. Because, okay, so anything that's on the left-hand side is the same colour as something that's also on the left-hand side, because there is no middle. So if it's on the right-hand side, right-hand side of the middle, instead of having black cards and red cards, we're going to say we have left cards and right cards. That's how I'm going to make this. How I'm going to make this work. It doesn't matter what suit it is. All it matters is it's on the left or the right, and if we've got a card that's on the left already down, to put another card down, we'd have to have it on the right. Yes. That's what I'm gonna go. That's what I'm gonna go with. And because this is on the left and that's on the left, we can't put that down. And a 3. That's on. Oh, we don't have a 4 anywhere. We do have a 4. We don't have a 5 there. We don't have a 6 to put that down. We have an 8, a 9. Oh, we do have a 9, but it's for the same seed. 7. Okay. Okay, just as I think I understand it, we may be out of movies. B. No. 5. No. No. Oh! Oh, now, hang on. Now, hang on. See, now that's the same. No, because we don't have a 1. Don't have a 1. That's what we're missing there. That's what we're missing there. Because I'm thinking of it being an ace. Because you'd skip the 1. Am I making sense? I can't tell anymore. So I could put this on this 4. It wouldn't help, but just to... Yes, I could. So that's one theory that does work. And a 5. No, it's a 4. Now we can... Oh, we can put that 4 down. Helpful in some way? Possibly not. But it is doable. Now 3. Don't have an appropriate 4. No, that's on the left. That's both on the left side. 4 don't have a 5. 5 don't have a 6. 8 do have a 9, but no. No, no. B, no. 5. No. Another 5. No. 3. No, because we've got the 4, but it's on the left-hand side as well. 3. No, it's on the left side. It's on the left side. 4. 8. I don't think so. Okay. It may be that we're out of moves. Maybe that we're out of moves, and that's just it. But that was a thinky. That was a thing. Hang on. I've just seen that it says this game is winnable. This game is winnable. As it stands now? Buh. See, now that's buh, but the buh goes under the ah, so I can't put the buh on the ah. And the ah, I don't have anywhere to put the ah. And there is a 10. Wait, no, hang on, because that's... Because the A is a jack. Oh, this we're still in the game. We're still in the game, ladies and gentlemen. We're still in the right. Still in the game. So a 9 would go, and so that 9 can go. There you're doing it. And then the B, for reasons that I fail to understand, goes over that. Yes. And then aha. And then the C is a king. Solver, this game is no longer winnable. I wish I had not seen that, but I have. I have seen it, and I'm going to keep on going until it's clear to me that it's not solvable. That can go there. That can't go there, but so 5, 3. Just 3. No, can't put that there. 4. Nah, that can go down there. And then a 3 can go down there. And a 5, no. A, that can go there. Yes? Yes. Now. Oh, of course this is a 9, and I can put that there. Do we have all our we don't have all our kings out. So that is actually good. 7. I can put that there. I'm still being told that I'm informed you can't see it, but there is a thing that says solver, this game is no longer winnable. Which does come as a blow to me. But I'm still going. No. 3. 5. Okay. Okay, right. So that, okay, this might be it this time. Might genuinely, that might be it genuinely this time. B. 5, 5. 3, no, it's 3 base. See now, well, I would expect there to put 2 there, but I can't put a 2 there because I need a 1 there. A 1 vitally. Okay. Okay, at this point, I'm going to say, can't do it. Can't do that. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sticking with me for this one. That was a brain scratcher, a leg teaser. It's not a leg teaser. A leg scratcher. It's a leg scratcher. That's what it's. We'll call it a leg scratcher. There was a leg scratcher, and I appreciate you sticking with me there, if indeed you have. And what I'll do is leave you there, and who knows? We might give the old another go. The old this version another go. See if we can't weasel our way out. Not weasel. See if we can't wiggle our way. Go for doubles use there. Let's see if we can't win. There's a W we won.